Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. Now, this video was originally going to be my raid loot from the hard mode raid, but I pushed that till tomorrow because I decided to put up a different video instead. Now, as you guys know, I have currently put up 3 out of the 4 boss guys. The daughters will follow shortly. I've currently done Oryx, Golgroth, and the War Priest. However, I have been looking back through the comments in my Oryx guide, and it seems that a lot of you guys are having trouble killing the knights. Now, apologies that I didn't kind of go over a detailed strategy in the video yesterday. The idea of that guide was more to be sort of like an overall Oryx guide explaining what has changed and how the actual fight flows now, as opposed to kind of a detailed explanation of each of the individual mechanics. With that being said, I do appreciate that that was a bit of an oversight because the knights are a difficult new addition. So this particular video is just going to focus on a strategy for dealing with the knights and the ogres, and you can then apply that to the wider Oryx fight strategy and you should be fine. So first up, in order to better visualize this, I want to give a massive shout out to Reddit user Taux or Taux. So I really apologize, I can't say your name properly, but it's Taux. He designed this absolutely amazing image here. This looks like something out of like a genuine guide, but it gives you a really good way to visualize what's going on. And I'll leave a link to his original Reddit post and his image on Imgur in the description box down below if you guys want to look at it. But on top of that, I've also got some footage in the background from 269, who is part of my raid team. He was playing through and he was actually one of the guys responsible for killing some of the knights and the ogres, so this should help you out. So the way that it works is as follows. As you guys know, when you have the Taken Runner, when they jump on the platforms that they go over will influence the order that the ogres spawn. So for example, let's say that the relic begins on platform number 4 or top left. If you then jump on top left, bottom right, top right, that is the order that the ogres will spawn. It'll go 4, 1, 2, 3 if you're using the numbers on this image. However, as mentioned, for every single ogre that spawns, there is also a corresponding Lighteater Knight. However, they will spawn diagonally opposite to where the ogre was. So for example, looking at this image again, if the ogre spawns at 4, the corresponding Lighteater ogre that will try and eat its corrupted light will spawn above platform 3. If the ogre spawns at 1, then the knight will spawn below 2. The knights will always spawn after the ogre, the idea being that you kill the ogre, it drops the light, then a knight appears that can then take that light away, and they will always go diagonally across. And with that being said, when the knights spawn, they will cross over, and this is how we did it. See, what you want to do is people would typically save their sniper rifles for the ogres, and that is still something you want to do. You have a high impact sniper, you can make the ogres flinch, typically you can keep them in place, and it's a quick way to get rid of them. But as is often the way, once you've used up those sniper bullets, you're either reloading or you're out of bullets by the time you go to deal with the knights. So at this point you want to switch to your heavy weapon, and what you can do is while you can look down from on the platform and see the knight straight away and shoot it, what is actually easier to do is actually to attack both of them when they cross paths. As you can clearly see on this map, they will cross over in the middle, and it's at this point you should probably be attacking them, simply because they are far more visible at this point. At the bottom part of the arena, they often kind of get obscured behind some of the walls. At the top, they are a little bit more in the open, so they are a lot easier to see. But with that being said, if you do have trouble with them, wait for them to cross the path in the middle, and once you're there, have both people from both platforms fire their heavy weapons or the sniper rifles into them, basically whatever you have to deal most damage, and then you should be alright. I know a lot of people that are kind of under 310 light are struggling with this a bit, but it's worth noting that when we went into this fight, I think 2 of our team members were 309 light, a couple of us were 310, and a couple of us were 311. With that being said, provided your light is around 308, 309, you should still be able to take these guys out. The most important thing with this fight, just like dealing with ogres, is to know when they'll spawn and where they'll spawn. So again, as a quick recap, remember that the knights will always spawn in the order of the ogres, after the ogre's been killed, and diagonally opposite where the ogre was. And that is it. Generally speaking, the difficult thing about this is not actually killing the knights, it's just trying to sort of like anticipate where they are and making sure you're on top of them at all times, because obviously if they are left to roam around, they will consume the light as mentioned. But now that you know where they are, now you know where they spawn and how they spawn, hopefully this will help you get through. I will leave the link to my original Oryx video in the description box down below, which kind of goes over the entire fight itself. But for the time being, thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.